So here's the thing, and I definitely want to start this off because one issue that we have, especially on social media, is that people are so quick to say, you getting your information off of YouTube, what makes you a doctor, and all this other BS. So when it comes to you, I want you to give people a background of what got you started with this particular situation, specifically when it comes to these crack scenes. And mind you, everybody out there, I want to be clear for everybody to understand. We're using crack scene tonight, and we're using DVOC 91. Figure it out. It's not we basically we're gonna make it super simple. So we want to do that because we have to control the narrative so that they don't mess us up. Just so y'all know.
That's a fact. So first thing is, for those who mention things like, do you have a degree? Don't get your information off of YouTube. The first thing is, the person who has the dominant, the largest percentage of influence over the medical field himself happens to be a person with no medical degree. That is Bill Gates, number one. Number two, when it comes to the overall understanding, things dealing with surgery, virology, epidemiology, pathology, etc., we understand. You should have a deeper understanding in that. However, you can read books and almost, if not equally, if not better, have an understanding of those exact same topics. So a degree is not a necessity in order for you to gain understanding. You can read it, you can study it, and you can learn from those in the field as well, inside and outside. But just be mindful that when you bring up the title of don't get your information off of YouTube, do you have a degree, etc., what you're doing is you are eradicating the ability for someone to be what is called an autodidact, meaning a self-taught person without any formal education. You're removing the reality about not only Bill Gates, but you're removing the reality of every single human being on the planet who became millionaires and billionaires with no degree. People who are running the very institutions that you look up to do not have a degree to qualify to be over those institutions, but they are. So I just want to make sure we put things in context before we start spewing that out. And not only that, but a lot of the people who have these degrees are indoctrinated individuals, not educated individuals. They're indoctrinated to lie, indoctrinated to exaggerate, indoctrinated to spread misinformation on a consistent basis without even knowing it, because what they were given was made in a way to where they would never give the full truth to people so that people can actually be healthy and free and equal. That's not the agenda. Understand when the Rockefellers took over the medical field, understand how it went from naturopathic and homeopathic into pills, and pharmaceutically sponsored everything. You must know that before you even open your mouth and say a damn thing whatsoever about degrees, and then understand what the degree system even means. I mean, just there's a whole layer, there's a whole cake of stuff, okay, that you have to look at when it comes to that, which is why independent researchers, for the most part, get things done. And then the people who are good, responsible individuals who have the degrees, who step out after they get the degree to do independent research and gain independent knowledge, are the best people to speak to, because they have the knowledge and they have the integrity to stand up and speak the truth, even against the information that they were indoctrinated to enforce. So let's make sure, I just want to put that in there really quick before we go ahead, because people get very arrogant, even though if we want to go there, the economy is horrible, but the economists with degrees are responsible. America's health condition is the worst that it has ever been in, ever in the history of this country, ever. So the medical doctors must be responsible. The agriculturalists who have the degrees, it should be your responsibility, but the crops are horrible. Monsanto rules a majority of the plants and fruits and vegetables, but it's your job. You have the degree. The police departments, the lawyers, etc. Don't do it. That means it's a double-edged sword. If you want to say, well, the people with degrees are who I listen to, well, they are the ones responsible for the damn condition the country is in. So be careful how you swing that blade here. Next thing, I started, and particularly with the area of crack scenes or DVOC 91, the code words my brother gave, roughly in late 2014, early 2015. I was given a call by Michelle Ford, and you can look up her name. She is the founder of the Crack Scene, with the V word, Injury Awareness League. And that organization she has had for over a decade, where she educates mainly parents who have injured children as a result of them taking these things that the government has been giving out. I was given that call by her another woman also by the name of Lucy Cole, who's an elder Caucasian female, primarily involved in the political area, educating politicians, educating people involved in getting laws passed, very heavily involved in that. And they brought the information to me about what these crack scenes or stabs, etc., do to children, and particularly Black boys, and how they were being far more affected disproportionately than white boys, as admitted at the time by Dr. William Thompson, a senior investigator and lead scientist over the CDC's division that deals with these crack scenes. So this is how I was introduced to this. I was introduced with information that came from the top. I was then told that Robert F. Kennedy Jr. wanted to meet with me. For those who